ISA. We're a leading provider of education abroad, and we have programs in 30 different countries around the world. You can see those 30 different countries on here. As I said, I was here in Peru, but we have programs all over. We also, in addition to studying, have internship, service learning, research, virtual, and Christian faith-based programs. So we're going to be highlighting quite a few of those today. At any point, if you want to stop me and ask a quick question or put it in the chat, I'm also keeping an eye on that. So feel free to unmute yourself if you need. But so what do? We do everything. We make it easy to study abroad from the moment you're going to when you come back. And I do want to touch on this for a second. This was really something important to me as a student. So we have program advisors that will follow up with you and help you pick the right program that's going to, work with your credits the best, that's going to work with your career goals the best. And so Jessica said that she's going to put in that interest form. It would be great if you could fill it out so that we could connect with you and help you do that. Then when you apply for the program, we also have people there to help you every step of the way with all of the forms that need to be filled out, answering any questions that you have, just helping you to prepare to go abroad. Then on site, we have staff in every single one of our locations, and they're there for literally anything that you need. When I was a student, I called on them I got really sick and had to go to the doctor and needed help doing that. And at the same time, or not at the same time, likewise, I also one night we wanted to go have pizza and needed good recommendations for places. So we called on them for that. So they're there for the little, for the big. And then when you return, we have a great alumni program where you can actually be a global ambassador and be paid to promote study abroad at A&M and just talk about your time abroad. So what do? Everything. Then why do we do it? We love jobs and connecting to cultures. You can read on this slide why ISA as a whole does it. I do want to touch on why I do my job just a little bit. Like I said, going to Peru, studying abroad in Peru absolutely changed my career path. It changed it changed a lot. It changed my life. That's so cliche to say, but it really did. And I wanted to come work in the field of education abroad afterwards. And my goal is always to connect students to other cultures and other jobs and just help students have as good of an experience as I had. So then, why go abroad? And these are just kind of broad, and then we'll get into the individual programs. You can cultivate cultural awareness, gain new perspectives, flex your foreign language skills. You don't have to speak a foreign language to go abroad with ISA, but if you go to a country where they speak a different language, you will absolutely pick it up while you're there. You will get comfortable outside of your comfort zone. This one is super true. And you will grow in ways you never knew possible and form lifelong friendships. That's so true. I actually still take like an annual trip with different people who I studied abroad with from around the country once a year after my experience in Peru. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about ISA internships. Let's get in the nitty gritty of why we're here. So we have internships available in 11 different countries, and we have 4, 6, 8, 12, and 16-week options. So it really can fit your calendar or your schedule. You could go during the semester, you could go during the summer if you wanted. Most students will go during the summer and do either the May and June 8-week program or the June and July 8-week program. That's really the most popular. And interns are doing 10 to 40 hours a week of an internship. It really just depends on what length of time you go. The really neat thing about the ISA internships, though, is that they're custom tailored to you. So you meet with our internships advisors before you go abroad and talk through what your career goals are, what your goals for the internship are, and they help find a placement that's going to be a good fit for you. All of our internships are going to be at small to mid-sized companies, and the reason that that's so great is because when you intern with ISA, you won't be like just running to get coffee orders or something like that during your internship. You'll actually be working on real projects. You're getting to know your colleagues. Like you're working on real things because they're smaller to mid-sized companies. Like I said, they're custom tailored to you. We have a lot of different career fields. You can go do an internship based off of any major. So yeah, that's a brief overview. I do also want to touch on our global remote internships, actually, since by example of this presentation, everything is living virtually right now. We do have remote internships if you're interested in doing that this summer too. These are really great for students who aren't able to travel abroad or maybe already have something else going on this summer and want to do an internship in tandem with that. There are 4, 8, and 16-week options, and you can either do an individual internship or a team-based internship where you're working along other team members on a group project. So this all happens virtually. We've had a lot of success with this. We started it this last summer and had a ton of students do it. You can see a little quote there about our global remote internship. So I definitely wanted to mention that. Also, these can be for just about any career field as well and different locations all around the world. So going on to service learning, we have, this is going to be more volunteer based. So you get to partner with community driven organizations and work there on site. We have full-time service learning or service learning and study combos. And what that means is if you wanted to go for 4 or 8 weeks in the summer and only work on a service learning project, you could absolutely do that. What's also really popular is a lot of students will like to go, say, for the month of June and study abroad for 4 to 5 weeks and then follow it up with 4 weeks of service learning. This is especially popular, I would say, in our Latin American countries. Students will go and practice their language for the first 4 to 5 weeks and then go and work in the communities after that. But we do have combo programs everywhere. There are semester and summer options. The summer combination program, or I'm sorry, the semester combination programs, you're actually doing the service learning at the same time that you're studying. Like you'll study part of the day, or you'll be in class part of the day, do service learning the other part. And that's different from the summer, which I just described as the first half of the summer would be study, the second half would be service learning. You can see on this chart here, we have 5 different community sectors. They are community development, education, environment, family and youth development, health and human rights. That is 6 community sectors, not 5. I'm going to correct myself on that. And then these are our program locations. So you can kind of see, you know, if you are an education major and wanted to go to Morocco, you could do that. So there's different examples on there, different placements that we have. Like I said, summer and semester options, and you're doing anywhere from 5 to 25 hours per week of service learning. So the 5 to 10 hours would be more on the semester programs where you're studying at the same time, whereas the summer is a bit heavier at 20 to 25 hours. So this is a really great program. Whenever I was in Cusco, there's also a service learning program there. A lot of my friends did this program. They absolutely loved it. In Latin America, a lot of students work at different clinics. It's great for health majors. There's also, like I mentioned, the alpacas before. There is an alpaca farm that you can work at too. Anyways, I digress. I did not do that program. But it's great for all different types of programs as well. Like I said, fill out the link that Jessica sent in the chat. It's in there now. And whenever we follow up with you, we can actually send you examples of all of the different service learning locations so you can see more specifics about each one. Then I want to touch on our Veritas Christian Study Abroad program. This is really popular with Aggies. It takes study abroad and adds a Christian faith-based component and service opportunity to it. So this is, it's a Christian program. It's not for every student, and you're doing missions while you're there. So that looks really different in each location that you're there. This is actually the program that I did as a student. So when I was in Cusco, I worked in an after school program each day. We played a lot of Duck, Duck, Goose, which was Pato, Pato, Ganso in Spanish. I'm a professional now. I could totally take all of you, and I'm a Duck, Duck, Goose pro. I wish it was an Olympic sport. But anyways, so we have students working with different refugee ministries, homeless ministries, anti-sex trafficking ministries. We just have different things all over the world. We're in 12 different countries, but this is in tandem with studying abroad. So a lot of students at A&M are really interested in this program. Love to chat with you more about it if it's of interest to you. And I'm checking my time. Okay, we're doing good. I talk too fast, so if I need to slow down, y'all just tell me I'm talking too fast. Then I also want to touch on our Euroscholars research program. This is a really neat program. It is completely research-based. It's a semester's worth of research. It is a very prestigious program, and it's not for every student. It's pretty rigorous research. It requires a 3.4 minimum GPA. It's also, I would say, a more independent program. So this one, you're joining a research project at one of these 4 host universities that's online or on the screen. And you're taking one research methods class, but then the rest of your time is just spent doing your research project. And they have research projects from all sorts of different things. There's STEM projects, there's humanities-based projects, honestly, anything that you can think of. This is a pretty affordable way to go abroad. It's normally around, I believe it's around 11,000 euro to go abroad, 10,000 euro, which is pretty affordable for a full semester. And so we definitely have a lot of Aggies that like this program because research is so big here on campus. If you're also interested in research, but not so interested in the Euro Scholars program, you could do a research class at one of our study abroad options too, if you're wanting to do like 3 credits of research and then everything else in a traditional classroom, you could do that as well. But this program is completely research, and there is no summer option with this program. It is fall or semester only. I will say one thing about this. If you're interested in research at a graduate level, a lot of our students that do Euro Scholars in undergrad will go to grad school at their university and get to work again with the faculty who they worked with on their research project and get to develop that even more. And we see that a lot of students returning to Germany or the Netherlands for their grad program. Or either, let's see, Allison or Katie, are either of you BIMS majors? You can totally put that in the chat if you are. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this even if y'all aren't, because Jessica said we're recording it for other students to see too, so sorry, I'm going to go ahead and mention it. We actually have a really cool program going with the BIMS department on campus for the Spanish certificate. I actually need to update that to say Spanish certificate instead of international certificate. But we have highlighted these 4 different types of programs where students can get either all of or some of their Spanish certificate with BIMS. So you could go to Costa Rica and study abroad while also working in a clinic there to get your service hours. You could go to Lima, Peru. This one, you get partial shadowing hours, also in a clinic, but it's more course-based. And then in Chile and Spain, you could do a either health-based or pre-vet internship, and same with Latin America and the service learning. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of clinics with service learning, and also the alpaca farm. If you're a pre-vet major, you could do that one as well. So these are ways to get you either all of or part of your Spanish certificate. Your BIMS academic advisors, they do have the info on this and would love to chat with you more about it, as would I. So this is brand new. We just finalized everything on this. And then I want to mention Bring an Aggie Abroad. This is a special promotion just for Aggies. So you could receive up to $2,000 off of your program just for bringing your friends to study abroad with you or to do an internship with you or something like that. So for a semester, you could refer up to 8 friends. For a summer, you can refer up to 4 friends. And each time you refer a friend, both you and the friend get $250 off of your program, up to either $2,000 for semester or $1,000 off for summer. This is a great way to get a discount on your program. I know that Aggies like to travel with Aggies, and you want to spend time with your friends, so we'd love to get you all on the same program. In order to do this, you just apply to the program, and then you send me an email just with your name and your friend's name, and we apply the discount. So if this is something that interests you, absolutely fill out the interest form that Jessica put in the chat. That way I can follow up with you, and you will get my email address too. Also, the Education Abroad office has info about this and also has my email address if you ever need to contact me and cannot find it. So what's next? This is some contact info for how to connect with ISA specifically. We work really closely with the Education Abroad office on campus though, with Jessica who's on this call and with Drew too. So feel free to stop by in there as well, and they can also answer all of your questions. I do That went kind of quickly. I wanted to leave about 10 minutes at the end to answer any questions that you have or to chat a little bit more about a specific program that you might be interested if you want some more info. Feel free to put your questions either in the chat or you can unmute yourself. That's totally fine.
So I don't know if you'll have information on this, but I'm really interested, and I've been looking at you guys' healthcare internships that you guys have abroad.
Yeah.
And so I was just wondering if you had more information on that. And also I was just wondering, like, how competitive is the application process? Because as of now, I'm planning to do it my last semester, but if it is very competitive, like, I want to start applying earlier, because if I don't get it the first time, then I'd obviously like to apply again.
That's a great question. So as long as you meet the minimum GPA requirement and don't have any outstanding disciplinary issues with the university, you should not have any problem getting approved for the program on the ISA end of things. When you apply to your program, or with the internship program in particular, they will set up, our internships team will help you review your resume, your cover letter. They'll help you go through all that before they send it out to the host organizations. Then the host organizations will set up an interview and you are guaranteed a placement offer with an ISA internship. It's up to you then at that point if you would like to accept it or not. The earlier you apply though, the easier it is to, if you don't accept the first offer, to search for a second one. If you wait closer to the deadline, it's a lot harder to try to get more placements. I do also just want to go to our internship site. Can y'all still see my screen that I'm sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. So I'm not sure if you've seen this site yet. This is our internships website. And I know you said that you've been looking at the health ones. This is going to be a great source of information for, let me see, health.
Yeah, these are the ones that I've been looking at.
Yeah, awesome. So you can see here the descriptions of them. They do the company names on the website. They just put brief descriptions. I will say too that if you are more open to location, there's more options for different placements there too. So I'm glad that you're already on this site as well, because this is super helpful where you can see the dates and things like that and all the application deadlines.
And is there an application fee? I don't know if you said that earlier, but.
Yeah, that's a great question. So all of our programs, so you'll have 2 applications for any program that you do. First, you'll apply through A&M with the Education Abroad office. I'll let Jessica speak to that in a second. And then you'll apply to an ISA program. Any ISA program, you have a $95 application deposit, and it is a deposit on your program. So that comes off your program price. It's not an additional fee. And right now, actually, if you were to apply this September for a 2021 program, like for summer or for fall of 2021, the application deposit is only $21. So that's a promotion going on right now, but traditionally it's $95. Jessica, do you want to add something on the A&M side of the application?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to jump in and say that, yes, it's a dual application process. So like Ali said, you'd apply with our office as well as with ISA. And really our application, we're just trying to make sure, you know, you're in good standing with the university. We have information for risk management purposes. If you're trying to get credit for your experience, we have an application process that, you know, walks you through making sure you're having those conversations with your academic advisor to see how, if you are getting credit, how that would or would not fit in your degree plan. So just if this is something, if, you know, the program for you, you would just need to go in and find it on our portal. And if you have any issues finding any program on our portal, just reach out to tcabroad@tamu.edu and we can help you with that.
Awesome. And then I'm also seeing, I'm going to put this back up. I'm seeing Allison's question in the chat too about I'm learning French. Actually, real fast, Katie, did that answer all your questions or did you have another one?
Yes, that answered all my questions. And so I already filled out that thing that was sent in the chat for more information. So I guess somebody will follow up with me with kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, it might be a little while just because we're probably going to wait until the end of the fair.
Okay.
Just to collect all students that are interested in ISA. But yes, our office will be reaching out to students.
Yeah, and then we'll also be reaching out to you too. Our program advisors will be reaching out once we get the names from Jessica, and we'll be helping to answer like specific questions for you. They can also help you get specific syllabi if you need it or something like that too.
Okay. And then just to clarify, I'll get an email from both the Education Abroad at Texas A&M and ISA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I see Allison's question about being a French major, or being an international studies major. Shout out to INTS. And learning French, you're open to a lot of different programs. I will say that, so for internships and service learning, we do not have any programs in Paris. However, with service learning, we do have McNess Morocco, where you could practice your French if you wanted to do service learning in Morocco. If you're interested in the Veritas program, which was the Christian Study Abroad program, we do have that in Paris as well. So for international studies majors, you do have to do your 10 weeks abroad. So I will say, well, there's no internships in a French-speaking country, so I was gonna say a lot of the internships are 8 weeks, and I know that the International Studies Office will accept that, even though it says 10 weeks, because they're listed on the Education Abroad website as 10 weeks. So I would definitely recommend either, if you want an experiential learning, a volunteer-based experience, I would definitely recommend service learning in Morocco, or if you're interested in a faith-based experience, Veritas in Paris, or just traditional study abroad in Paris. We actually work with 3 different universities in France. We work with the American Business School in France, which I don't know what your track is for INTS, but if it's commerce, that might be an interesting choice. We also work with the Institut Catholique and the Sorbonne in France as well. I probably butchered all that pronunciation. I studied Spanish. Sorry about that. But hopefully that's helpful. Definitely fill out the card that Jessica sent, and our program advisors can work with you specifically on that as well. But I would look at Morocco or Paris. Awesome. Let's see, we have about 5 minutes left. Are there any other questions from either of you, or Jessica, anything I forgot to mention that you wanted me to go over?
Nope, that sounded great to me. So yeah, if you ladies have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out again to our office. Like I said before, we will reach out to you, but in the meantime, if anything comes up or anything beyond this, any questions you might have, tcabroad@tamu.edu is definitely a good place to contact us at.
Awesome. And my contact info is here on the screen. Feel free to take a screenshot of that if you want. Like I said, we'll follow up with you, but if you ever need anything, that's my email too. And feel free to shoot something my way. I'm super happy to help out. But thank y'all so much for coming. Y'all have been lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, we'll let you go for the day. And thank you so much again for stopping by.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.